Welcome back to another video. Today we are going over the Gregory Paragon 58L hiking pack. So let's get started. Okay. Here she is. Before we get started talking about this hiking pack, if you like this video and you find value in it, please consider subscribing at the end of the video, liking the video, and also clicking the little note. Please consider subscribing at the end of the video and hitting that thumbs up button. So you've already seen me go over an awesome big and tall sleeping bag, and I've also reviewed a pair of hiking boots. As we get closer and closer to hiking season, I want to make sure to provide plenty of products for you guys so that you have options to choose from. I was on the market about a year ago to find a new hiking pack, one that I could take for long distances, and what I ended up doing was going to REI and getting fitted. REI did a great job of the fitting process, and there was no like pressure to buy, which I'm a really big fan of, and they fitted me pretty well. It's not easy to find a pack, especially one that you can just buy off the shelf in a store that's gonna fit a bigger body. Again, I stand 6 foot 10 inches. I'm about 350 pounds right now, so I've got a big torso that I gotta work with. My body is kind of proportional with legs and torso. I know some people have longer legs or longer torsos. Mine's kind of right in the middle, and this bag does pretty well for what I need it to do. So let's talk about the materials first so that you can know what it's made out of. The top part of the pack right here is a mix between crypto nylon and high tenacity nylon, while the bottom part of the pack here is also high tenacity nylon, as well as high density polyester. Overall, pretty tough materials, and it feels pretty good in the hands, but it also feels just really, really light, which is what you're gonna need if you're gonna be hiking for a very long time. It comes in at 3.57 pounds or 1.62 kilograms, and it can hold up to about 50 pounds, which is about 22.7 kilograms. So you can put a pretty good amount of stuff in it as long as you're focused on like ultralight hiking and camping. So online and on the tag, it says that it's actually a men's version of this bag, but I think if you have a long torso, anybody can benefit from it. So this pack is actually on the kind of the mid to larger size, and it holds 58 liters, which should be plenty for most of your hiking needs. The torso length that this bag is designed for is between 18 to 22 inches. So let's actually get into talking about the bag so I can show you some of the cooler features that it has. Starting on the back, you'll see that it has these thick dual density shoulder harnesses. These feel really good on your shoulders, but the problem that I have being both big and tall is that like it kind of sits right here on me. It doesn't really go over like all the way into the armpit or down like that. And so it rides a little bit higher than I would like it to on my chest, but it's really not that bad, to be honest. It does have a little hydration strap right there so that whenever you have your hydration bladder in there and the tubes coming out, it'll go right there and be easy access for your mouth hole so you don't get thirsty. It does also have an upper seat belt and a lower seat belt in case you're hiking too fast. I'm actually just kidding about that. These are actually to make sure that the pack is tight against your body and not jostling around because you're spending a lot of energy out in the woods hiking. You need to conserve as much as you can, and you can't be allowing for your pack to be slinging around all over your back, you know what I mean? So this one really tightens down well, and then this one tightens across the chest, and it keeps this pack really snug and secure on your body. Down here on the waist straps, you'll notice that these are also that double padded, and they feel really good whenever you're wearing them. They don't rub at all. They're actually quite nice. And on each one of these, you have a pocket. And so this one, you have a closed zip pocket right there, and then on this side you have a mesh zip pocket, and they've got a decent amount of space in there. I mean, you could easily fit a phone or whatever else you might need in there, which is really nice. And then these are like everything on this pack is adjustable. It is ridiculous. Right here, this adjusts something. I don't even know what that adjusts, but it does something. Oh, well, there you have it. It keeps the bag tight, keeps the bag tighter against the little hip flap. I know there's a technical name for that, and I know someone's gonna say it in the comments, but that's what I'm gonna call it for now. Right here, it has this breathable back panel, and although I haven't had a chance to really take this thing out for a long hike, when you're wearing this thing, it really does allow your back to breathe, and you can like see the spacing all the way through there as it kind of holds the pack off of your back a little bit. It is curved, so it actually contours with your back, and it feels really nice against it. The frame here is what they call a wishbone tubular aluminum frame. It's super, super lightweight, but also what it does is it helps helps the pack stay upright on its own. That way your body's not having to keep the bag upright. I know that sounds kind of weird, but when you're wearing it, you can feel this frame doing its job. What it ends up doing is the frame kind of sits on that back hip area, and so whenever you're hiking, it's not like this part of the bag is pressing against your lower back and you're having to constantly like lean back. It just kind of sits there, and it's really nice. It's actually very comfortable, and you don't even feel like you have it on you. Do keep in mind this pack has 6 outside pockets on it, including the 2 on the front waist area. Up here at the top, this is kind of what they call like a floating pocket area. It does have a zippable pocket that has a ton of room in there. I mean, that's a pretty good amount of room for easy access stuff there at the top. You can keep snacks in it. I mean, honestly, that's big enough. You'll probably keep more than snacks in it, but I would do like a first aid kit, snacks, flashlights, you know, anything that you're gonna need like that, like really quick. And then that is held down by these clips, and that flips right open. Bam, and then there you have access to the inside of the bag. And so what this does, it protects the inside of the bag just from this being over like the main hole and opening, but then you also have a rain cover that you put over it. This thing comes with a rain cover that covers the entire outside, so you can keep it pretty much waterproof. Everything on this pack is designed to keep it as tight as possible on your back, like I said earlier, to prevent that extra movement so that it doesn't wiggle around on your back. And so right here you'll see even more clips on the front part that just kind of, when you open it, it kind of loosens everything up. On the front here, it does have a big mesh pocket for whatever you might need to put in there. And then inside of that mesh pocket, it has another zippered pocket. I know that's kind of difficult to see. And that is where at the bottom of that zipper pocket, you actually have the rain cover. And it doesn't take up this entire pocket. This pocket is very big. And there's plenty of room to put other stuff in there, but that's where they have the rain cover tucked away. This pack also has these 2 like kind of hidden mesh areas on the side here. These are great for like water bottles or anything like that else that's kind of bigger and rounder that you might need to put there. And it also has straps on the side here in case you want to put trekking poles attached to it, or like an ice axe or anything like that that you might need depending on the terrain that you're hiking in. See, getting inside the bag, it actually has a drawstring opening that opens up to a pretty wide opening. And so when you look at this thing, you really get a scope for what 58 liters looks like. I can hold a pretty good amount of stuff in there, like once you really get it packed and open and stuff like that. One thing that's really cool about this pack that I didn't even realize whenever I bought it, this is where it holds your actual water bladder. But what this does, this unhooks and you can take it out. So you unhook the pack that's holding your water bladder in there, which is pretty sizable, by the way. You can put a good sized bladder in there. And then this becomes a day pack that still has your water in it. So let's say you set up camp at a site that you know you're gonna be at for like a day or two, and you don't need to take your entire pack with you every time you do a little bit of exploring around the area. Well, here you go, you got a day pack now. It has a pocket on the outside that has enough room for maybe a phone or a flashlight or a couple other things like that, maybe some snacks. It has a drawstring top here, and that's actually where your water bladder goes, but it's got a ton of extra room in there for anything that you could need. So this is an excellent little just bonus item. I mean, it's tiny and it's not gonna fit like a super big person. It might look weird, but I mean, as long as you don't care what the bears think about this tiny pack on your back, you should be fine. Moving into this bottom part of the pack, this is pretty neat too. Again, it has more clips so that it holds everything super tight and you can really just compress it down. But this has a bottom compartment that is meant for your sleeping bag. And it has this little divider on the inside to help keep your sleeping bag separate from everything else. And it's kind of difficult to see in there. I tried to fit that Teton XXL sleeping bag that I reviewed in here. I already kind of had an idea that was way too big of a sleeping bag to try to make work with this. So I'm gonna make it my mission to find an ultra light sleeping bag that still keeps you warm that can fit into this compartment area. So for the price of this pack, I got it at REI for like $170, and you can still get it on rei.com for $170 or Gregory's actual website. Normally it retails around $230, but it seems to be pretty consistently around $170. I think it's a great pickup for that because it is nice and light. You can hold a lot of stuff in it. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of quality hikes out of it, and it can handle the elements. I mean, that's everything that you're gonna need when you're going on on an extended hike. So does the Gregory Paragon 58L hiking pack get the Freaky Tall stamp of approval? Yes, it definitely does. I don't have a ton of experience with hiking packs, but this one is really good and I really like it a lot. Definitely worth picking up during this hiking season that we have coming up now. And that's it, my friends. Hopefully you found value in today's video, and if you did, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon so that you know when I come out with new videos every week, and also give me a thumbs up. This channel is dedicated to reviewing products for big and tall people. However, it is not exclusive to big and tall people. If you're curious about the big and tall lifestyle, feel free to join the Freaky Tall family. So if you have come across any big and tall products and you want to know if they're worth purchasing, or if you come across a product that's not meant for someone big and tall, but you want to know if it'll still work for you, leave a comment below and I'll take a look at it for you and review it. The support y'all have given me has been fantastic, and I really have enjoyed engaging with the audience. I definitely look forward to seeing you next week. Again, I'm Corey from Freaky Tall Reviews. We'll see you next time.